Hey everybody, it's Barbie from Nellie Ruth Designs, and today I'm going to try to get through a video. It has been one heck of a morning here. Um, it's just been crazy. Woke up at 3, couldn't get back to sleep, was up, I think I got up at 5, maybe earlier than that. Yeah, it's just been nuts. I went to turn my computer on and that had crashed. I had to call my bestie's husband to get that up and running again for me. So, and then I realized that I had created a video the other day on how to make these really cute little mason jar journaling cards, and I messed the whole video up. There was no special effects in the front, the beginning, the end. The end was in the beginning. I don't know how that happened. So here I am. I'm going to make a whole new set, which I wanted to do anyways. These are for my gardening journal. So stick around. I'd love to have you stick around and watch how to create these because they are super, super, super cute. So thanks for joining in, everybody, and let's get started. I love vintage dress patterns, and I had some children's patterns, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with them. So after I cut them out, I thought they would be just perfect to use on these mason jar stamps. And I have a large rubber stamp. And then this is the stamp itself. All right, it's a nice size mason jar. And the actual size of these jars are about 3, a little bigger than 3, and about 3 3/4 by 2 inches. So these would be really nice. They make nice little journaling cards, note card, and I'm making these for my gardening journal. So these are all from vintage dress patterns for little girls. So there's that one. And then I made this one where we have the little birds here, the little boy. And then this sweet little girl here, I cut her out. These are vellum stickers that I had used. And then this was another cute little bird from a book. And then this one here. So again, a vellum sticker, and then these are little birds. So I'm going to show you, again, how these can be made because they're really, really, really cute. And I have some new images, obviously. But first, I'm going to get this hair off of my messy map. I'm going to show you how you'll notice that the mason jars are a little tinted. I don't like them bright white. So this I tinted with some chalk, and then I used my watercolors to add some extra accents. So these are my chalks that I have. And the top is missing. Oh, see, this is my day. I'm telling you, it's just been a horrendous, horrendous day. So I'm going to set these aside because I'm just really disgusted with how, how my morning is going. And I'm going to, obviously, I have to pause the video. I want to get this cleaned up, and I will be back. Well, see, this is how my morning has been going. It's just been horrendous. So I'm going to just charge forward. I got everything put back together. My hands are cleaned off, but that was a really bonehead move, wasn't it? Really bonehead. So these are the chalks. They're decorating chalks. They're acid-free, so you can use them however you like. So, oh my goodness, I'm just beside myself. I think I need another cup of coffee or maybe a tranquilizer or something. I don't know. Okay, so these, I'm going to show you the little images that I worked on last night. I sat and watched some of my TV, and I cut out these sweet little I'm just going to move these up here. I cut out these sweet little images. And these gals here came from obviously, a vintage sewing pattern. And this one's going to be a real challenge, but I wanted to work with her today to show you her little face. This is very, very old. I think this one dates back to the 1930s. And it had a big crease in it. So as I was fussy cutting her out, the front of her face kind of fell off, the poor sweet little thing. So we're going to take meticulous care of her, and we are going to work with her in a really delicate fashion. So these two little girls first, and I just think it would be really cute to work with. Get these more chalk off of here, make a bigger mess than I already have. I just think these are going to be really cute in my gardening journal. So, because I don't really know what else to do with them. So we have this sweet little pea here, and we have this sweet little pea over here. And I already went ahead and used some of the gray chalk, and you'll notice that I don't cut these out until I'm done. That way, if I have some overlapping, like this here, I had the some vellum wording on this one, so I went and cut it out afterwards, so it was a nice clean cut. All right. So that's my thought process there, because you're probably thinking, why hasn't she cut the mason jars out yet? And then that way, when I do my watercolor, I can extend it and brush it a little more vigorously, maybe, if that's how I want to use that term. Who knows? Who knows what I'm thinking today? So she has pink, and obviously she has blue. So I want to put a few little touches of pink here and on the bottom. Then I'm going to show you how I shade the jar. But before I make any more faux pas and big mistakes, I'm going to move these sweet little babies up here. And I am just going to take some water. And now that I have this here for my cleanup, I can use this here to blot my water. So I'm going to use a little bit of pink in my watercolor palette here. And actually, I may not use pink. I may use this blush tone with a little bit of pink. That's going to be way too bright. So maybe I'll use this little blush tone to add. And I'm going to move this so I don't get any spots on it. So I'm sure you've all had one of those days like I'm having today, and I'm just glad that we're having leftovers tonight for dinner, because now I'm afraid if I make something in the oven or on the stovetop, I'll be so tired and I'll forget about it and I'll burn the house down. And I don't want to do that. So I just add a little bit there, and I'm just adding some up here just for just a little extra color, okay? We'll set this aside. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one with the blue. And this one, I think, let's see what we're going to use that blue there. I don't know if you can see. I think you can see. Can't get everything in the screen. So see, I can kind of swish a little bit better when I am outside of and again, because it's a watercolor, I don't want it to be perfect. I don't think that's necessary. And then this one here, I have 2 more, so I might as well just get these done now, right? And again, we have another little girl with blush, and then we have the faceless, I'm going to call her the faceless baby over here. So for the chalks, I just use a makeup style cotton round, I call it, and then I just take a little bit, here's the chalks that I just take a little bit and I just kind of go over this just to give it a little tint. So it kind of looks like a tin top. All right. You don't have to use a lot. And then we'll do the same here. This one, I think, again, I will use this color here because you'll see why. Actually, I don't want to do that. See, I'm just not thinking. I want to use the gray first because I want to add some of the gray accents here. And again, it can just be, it doesn't have to be perfect in the lines, because that's the one thing that I like about the watercolors, is that you just kind of do them any old which way. And I think we're going to use, I want to use a little bit different color. She's more of a, I don't want to go orange. Maybe I can just really water this one down a little bit. This might be the, yeah, there. And then we're going to just add a little bit on the bottom here. And then we're going to go back to, and we're going to add a little bit there. All right, I'm going to put these away. So there is no, I'm going to move my water over here by my sewing machine because I won't be using that anymore. And I don't want to spill that. That'd be my luck. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the chalks. And I'm going to do a little bit of shading on each side of these. And I am going to try to use a corresponding, so maybe this little pinky peachy color here. And you want to take just a little bit at a time because you don't want to add too much. And if it is a little bit lighter, I mean, you can add a little bit more on your, and that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to add on that side there. And then this one here, I'm going to do the same thing because it's more of the pinky. Okay, so there's a little bit there. I'll bring a little bit up on that side there. Okay, and then this one we are going to use a little bit of blue. And I want this soft blue right here. Okay, so that's just enough, just a nice little tint. And then this one here, again, I'm going to go again with this pinky peach, this little bit of pink here, just to add a, try this one here. It's more of a peach. We'll keep this one with a peach base and maybe a little bit of pink. All right, so that's why I don't cut the mason jar out until I'm done. All right, these babies, I am going to put the lid on. It really needs a rubber band because the thing broke, and these are out of here. Hasta la vista, baby. Okay. All right. All right, so now we can build our mason jars. All right. So I think let's do the blue one first. So last night when I was cutting these out and figuring out what I wanted to use, how I wanted to set them up, all of these sweet little girls have their hands extended, okay? So I wanted to have floral. Now you'll notice these here, I had birds and I had the vellum with some inscription on it. And I used the vellum flowers here. All right, so I didn't want to do the exact same style. So what I decided to do is I have a book here, and I suggest everybody look for this book online because it really is a wonderful book. It's a complete handbook of garden plants by Michael Wright. And these are, you will see, they're small, little tiny. Oh, FedEx is here. And there goes the girls. They are barking away. And they're going to the wrong door. Let's see. I have no idea where they're going. All right, so I have to step away again, and I will be right back. All right, so where were we? I think we were talking about this book. Oh, what a day. So this book here is perfect for when you have small projects such as this. And you want to have, I thought of these little girls holding flowers and being amongst ferns and things like that. So I just want to show you this book really quick. You can see where I've cut some of the things out to use. But there's a lot of very small, tiny images in here. And they work out perfect for a project such as this, like this one here. So this is a little over 2 inches, about 2, you can make it 2 inches. So that would fit perfectly in, in the mason jar. There's just a lot of really sweet, if you have the patience to fussy cut these out and you want to take the time, there's just beautiful, beautiful images in here. I cut one out here. Here's another one that's about 2 inches. And this is a wonderful book. So I will put this in the description. They have ferns in here. And again, you just have to have the patience to cut them out. And I suggest getting a good X-Acto knife, especially for the ferns and things like that, and some of the leaves. But this is a beautiful book. And the other really nice thing about this is every image is on a single sheet, single page. So you're not cutting. You don't have to make a decision as to, do I want to use this flower or do I want to use this flower? If I use this, it's going to cut into this one. So this is, like I said, this is a wonderful book. And I think I got this, I think I might have found it on eBay. I'm not sure. Or thrift books. I don't remember where I got it. But this is a really nice book that you should have in your library if you work with flowers a lot. So because I thought these little girls were going to be just perfect she's a little bit more pink, I think, to work with the flowers. I did find some flowers last night when I was sitting watching TV, and I believe, because I've kind of mixed them up here now. So again, that goes with that. This one here, I have to get this one here is going to go, see, this is a fern style, that grasses that I cut out. This one I just did with my scissors. So that is going to go there with her. And I have her holding, I have her holding this flower. So that is a set. And then this little one, I have the blue. And these I'm going to keep fairly simple. I may not add anything else to them. I don't think they need it. And then this one. And the one thing I like about these is, you know, little girls, even little babies, little boys, when you hand them a flower, they usually grab it right from the middle and they just squeeze the heck out of it. They squeeze the life out of it. So I really like these because you can kind of put them, holding them right in the middle, just because of that. So I really don't think, like I said, I don't think there's really anything else I want to add to this. I don't really see the need to add any sort of wording, you know, from a magazine or any type of vellum style, you know, background of wording. I just don't think it's necessary. We can try it, maybe on one or two, and we'll just see. Maybe it would add a little bit, and maybe it's just not necessary. And I don't think it's necessary. I think I could find a nice Tim Holtz saying to put up there, or I could even do just a little tiny bit of slow stitching, or I could just run this through my sewing machine to just put a little stitch down the side, which, you know, maybe might make a nice little accent. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I am not going to add, because I always say less is more. I just don't think it's required for this. So have I exhausted you yet with all of my morning faux pas? I'm exhausted. Now, because she's holding the flower, I'm not going to go right up to the side, and I'm not going to do her arm because I want to make sure I can thread that flower right through there. And I am just going to, because that's me, I'm just going to take a little tiny bit more off of this here, this white part. And when you work with something like this, just make sure that your blade is really nice and sharp, because you don't want to tear the paper. You don't want to tear the paper. And then you just kind of have to decide, do you want, you can go in and out, so it's kind of in front and behind, and can make it a little more interesting, which I think that's fun like that. It's a little bit bigger than her. I think that is good. Ah ha ha, see? Oh my heavens to Betsy. I just can't catch a break today. Can I? No siree. No siree. I remember sometimes when I was having a day like today, I would just drop it all. I would just bag it all in. I would get in the car and I would ride down to my mom's house. And she'd say, "Oh, honey, it's so nice to see you today." I says, "Well, Mom, I'm just having one of those days. I just need to get away from it all." And she'd say, "Oh," she said, "Kate." She'd always say, "Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be." I'm like, I know. It's just not a good day. It is just not a good day. So I'm not going to, I don't know. The jury's still out as to whether I want to stitch. And I may just take my pen, a black pen, and stitch around that. And then again, I may not. It feels like it needs something. I just don't know what. And I'm going to do the same with her. I'm going to leave her little hand, her precious little hand, open. Oh, for the love of Pete. And we're waiting for that big snowstorm to come. And I think it's going to really hit starting this afternoon and tonight. It's very foggy out right now. It's actually quite warm here. And I have to make sure this is, because this is stamped at an angle, I just really want to try to make sure that my little baby girl here is lined up straight and she doesn't look like she's been out on an all-night bender. Tilted and sideways in her little mason jar. So as you can see, with this type of collaging, or I'm more of the at the point now, I like to call it storytelling, because it really is kind of, telling a story. And I really would like to get this in her hand, in her little hand. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little tiny slice right here, like that. And then I'm going to feed this, because I really want it to look like she's holding the flower. Looks like she pulled it right up from the roots, doesn't it? Which they do. Which little ones do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part off right here. And I'm going to have her holding it like this. And can I get this? I can get this underneath her here. And you're probably thinking, man, that is way too much work for me. But see, this is what I enjoy. This is the part that I really, really enjoy about doing this work. Because like I said before, it's kind of like when you have a dollhouse, which I never had. It's all the tiny little details, I think, that make all the difference in the world. There. Raise that up just a little bit. And that's going to go right there, just like that. So I'm going to get this top part glued down. And like I said, this is why I like working with little things. And if you watched any of my JoJo adventure series for the journal that I'm making. I can't call it a junk journal because it really isn't a junk journal. This has to go up on top and this goes underneath. There we go. I've made some fun collages. I've taken, some pictures and just made some fun collages with them to tell a story. And that's what I really like, this type of work. And, it's sometimes, for some people, it's too tedious for them. And that's okay, I get it. But I just want to show you, different ideas. There, got those two sweet little girls. Let's get little Miss Molly down here. Isn't she cute? Doesn't she look like a little Molly? See, I must get this from my mother because my mother would work with tiny, tiny little, my mom used to decoupage eggs. And she had to work with very small images to put on the eggs. She'd blow them out, and tiny little images that she would work with. And she had the patience of a saint. Okay, so that's, and again, you can see why I cut out afterwards. All right, and then we're going to put little Molly right there, right about there with her foot over that little greenery. And again, I'm not going to glue her little arm. I want that flower. And we are going to get her little foot right about here. Make sure her little arm here is in And again, this mason jar, because it's not, I have to make sure she's straight in here. So, and then we have this little flower that I think we're going to bring this down. Come on. Oh, golly gosh. Good thing I didn't have a second cup of coffee this morning. I'd be shaking all over the place. Now I can see if this had thistles on it, this getting caught on her all the time, but this is a pretty smooth little piece here. There we go. Ta-da! All right. So I'm going to have this like this. So it's just kind of in her hand like that. And I better get this glued down before then I can take care of her little hand. Get the top part of this glued down. And I'll squeeze a little bit underneath here like this. There we go. And this is coming down because she pulled it up and is holding it by the center like most children do. There. All right, she is done. All right, let's get these little gals cut out, and then we're going to work with the last little girl over here that doesn't have a, she doesn't have her little face. So I hope you're all having a much better day than I'm having so far. But I always say, even the bad is good. Even the bad is good. Because you always learn something. No matter what you're doing or okay, all right, so there's that one. Isn't that cute? That one's really cute. Let's get this one cut out. And I suppose I could have left her little section of her dress on there, but too late now. I could have cut around it, but I really wanted her in the jar. There's her. They're so cute. And then I will just ink around the edges a little bit. I can do that later. I don't need to do that. And my luck, I might do that tomorrow. My luck, I take the ink pad out today and it would turn upside down on top of my mason jar, and just with everything that's been going on here today. Silly, silly, silly. And I'm just being really careful when I cut around these because I just really don't want to mess up. Okay, so how sweet are these? These are very, very cute. All right, do you want to do the last one? We can do the last one real quick. And then we'll be done. In the mason jar, I believe I bought this at Hobby Lobby, either Hobby Lobby or Michael's Crafts many, many, many years ago. So, but you can find them. So this little sweetie pie, I was going to have her hanging right off of the mason jar, but I kind of like the bottom here. We could just do her, I could cut her little flouncy dress out and maybe put that inside. Let's see, let's come up here. I'll take this out too. So I could put her in here just a little bit. All right, like that. And then her little, now normally what I might do, I would iron this pattern. I would iron it so it wasn't so, but I'm afraid that if I iron it, I may ruin it even more. So I think what I will do is I'm going to set this down first. I'm going to put this in here. I thought of adding some greenery here. Let's see if I can have that little coming up. And then I have this flower. This could come right up through. Let's just lay this out with her little face. And then I have this little tiny bit of green that maybe can come up through this way. Come up and around. Because I want her to be like in some ferns. So let's get this set first. Let's do the little bit of fern first. I may have to get my tweezers out here just to hang on to it. Okay. And then I think we'll have it come maybe up and around like this. And then, so I'm kind of working from obviously underneath out. I really kind of like this brown. So let's try this. I could have it like that, and then I could have the flower, because I'd like to see a little bit more of that greenery, and if I turn it the other way, I would end up cutting it off. So let us do that. Let's put this just like this. Okay. I'm not going to glue these down just yet because I want to get that flower in there. All right, then we can let's glue her on. This is she's really torn and tattered. She's a baby, but she is old. She is old. And I just didn't want to throw her away because she's just too cute. So let's see here. Got her little bonnet there. Let's do this here. Okay, so we have her down. Then I guess I'm just going to end up having her hold the flower here like this. It's open. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little slice. You can't even really see this. I don't want to make a hole. I just want to make a little slice. And then I could have that go right down inside of her hand like that. I may have to cut the stem a little bit. Gosh, I feel like I'm performing surgery here. And if I just make it into a sharp point, then it will go down in even a little bit better. Let's open this up here. So there. So then it does just kind of look like she's holding it in her hand. Now, I got to make sure it's not so far in her face either. So that's where I'm going to put this, kind of like right there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same here for the, there. Oh, okay. Now we're going to cut her sweet little face here. Get her cut out. And get her placed on. Put her in her rightful place. And we're going to add her just like that. Take this part off. That's part of her bonnet. And she can join the other girls. All right, so we have to do, this is going to feel like a little surgery here. And we're going to use the tweezers because I want to get her all lined up just so. There. And she looks like a little China doll that was put back together. There. And then we have her. Yeah, she's cute. All right, we will cut her out and then we will be good to go. Literally go, leave, finish the video, be done with it. Adios, amigos. Hasta la vista. Ciao. See you later, alligator. You can tell I'm tired today. Get a little slap happy. This definitely is not a normal video for me. But I guess every now and then you have to have a reality video, don't you? Okay, there she is. All right, everybody, mission accomplished. Let's get all this out. So we have these, and I'm not going to back these because they'll either go on a page or just in a cute little pocket. There's no need to back them to make them any stiffer. So these are the cute little mason jar. These are the ones we did today. So these are the ones we want to feature. These are the cute little mason jar journaling. The little journaling cards for a garden journal. So there you go, everybody. I'm glad that I'm finished with this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you try using some of these mini, tiny little items yourself. And until we meet again, I will see you down the road. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.